All right, guys, you thinking about coming to Costa Rica? Want to visit Costa Rica? Travel around Costa Rica? We're going to be talking Costa Rica with an expert, and we're going to get to her in a minute. Guys, I'm Michael Elm from TravelCostaRicaNow.com. TravelCostaRicaNow.com is a travel agency, so go to TravelCostaRicaNow.com, fill out the 4-minute form, and you'll be that much closer to the vacation of a lifetime. We're like you, having best friends who live in Costa Rica, who know Costa Rica, totally hooking up your Costa Rica package, Costa Rica vacation. And guess who does that? She does.
I love it.
All right, we're going to get to her in a second. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do. YouTube's hard these days, man. It's difficult. I don't have a team. Actually, the team is right here. This is it.
This is the team.
Well, Vernita, we want to give a shout out to Vernita.
Yes, Vernita. Vernita is
She's
our
not here,
girl.
but we love her too. But
Yes.
anyway, please subscribe. And if you want to see videos as we put them up, hit the notification bell. I would appreciate it. And you know what? Hey, if you want to donate, I like donations.
Absolutely.
Go to TravelCostaRicaNow.com and say, I want to give Anika $50.
Yes, please do that.
All right, do you guys recognize Anika? Do you know the name? Do you know the face? We've done a couple videos with her before, but she is Travel Costa Rica Now's travel package expert. We have been working together for, gosh, I'm getting old.
7 years? No.
Oh, no, 10.
Yeah, 2014 actually. I think it was 2014.
That's 10 years.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It's
Wow.
been a hot minute. It went by fast.
So when you guys write me or you fill out that 4-minute form, it goes to either Vernita or Anika, and they hook up the best vacation because they've both been living here a long time. They know where to go. She used to be a tour guide, so we know Costa Rica, so we're not kidding about that. Anyway, we are going to be talking about, I don't know, some travel tips, maybe some places to go, or I don't know. We're just going to be gabbing and chatting because she's out in Fortuna. She's here. I haven't seen Anika. We talk all the time on emails.
All the time.
We
and
talk.
WhatsApp daily.
We do WhatsApp, but I haven't seen her for quite a long time, so it's nice to catch up. But we're just going to talk a little bit about vacationing here because this is what she does, and she's very good at it. And by the way, she has her own travel agency too. I think there's a conflict of interest, personally. I don't know why she does that, but she does. She's got a life hack, trying to make some extra money. But no, she also does, she works with us and has for 10 years, but she also has her own travel agency, and I'm all for it.
Yeah. It doesn't.
I was going to say bitch, but I'm not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, you do your relocation, you do your travel, you got your hands in a few pots, right?
I do. Yeah, no, it's great.
We all need multiple sources of income.
I love that. To me, it's not. If I can help somebody, I want to help them. I do not care. I do not feel competitive at all. Matter of fact,
it doesn't feel that way at all.
She does groups.
Yeah.
So if we have a large group, talk to her.
Yep.
Although, I'm not saying we can't do it.
We can do it too. You can contact me or us. Either way.
Kind of funny. All right. So first off, if people don't know anything about Costa Rica, who should come here? The people.
Almost everyone.
I don't know about that.
I said almost. Okay, so everyone.
Let's go with who should and who shouldn't. Sure.
I think the people that come down here and have the best experience are usually very into nature. Because that is kind of something that we are known for. I feel like your nature lovers, your adrenaline junkies with the whitewater rafting and the zip line and certain things like that. So if you're
rappelling and all that stuff.
all of that, and then or if you just want to chill on a beautiful beach, I think that these are things we're kind of known for, and people that like those things come. You also should hopefully want to come to a place to try some new foods and do some new things. I think the people that don't love it here are people that come and want everything to be exactly like it is at home. And when things aren't, maybe our customer service isn't the same when you go out to eat or something like that, and they want it to be exactly like it is at home, they are going to be frustrated with the way certain things work around here.
Well, let's just do a couple funny stories real quick, because now we're not complaining, mind you. We've been doing this a long time, so we've worked with a lot of people, and we get 99.5 thumbs up and great job.
Yeah.
But there's always a couple people you can't please. And do you want to start with a story? Can I just start with a story?
Go, dig in.
So, actually, this happened to Vernita.
Okay.
So this was in we use this place. It's in our town, La Fortuna. It's called Monterreal. It's a very nice place. Very nice place. Well, guess what? Somebody went up there. There was a cockroach.
Oh. Whew.
There was one cockroach. I think it was about 10 feet long and 100 pounds or something like that.
Oh, those giant ones we get here?
And somebody, and people, I can't stay here.
Yeah.
So to me, that's funny. Now, I guess I kind of get it if you don't know, but guys, you're coming to the jungle.
Yes.
I mean,
it's impossible to keep them out of everywhere. It just is impossible.
It'd be like the geckos?
Honestly, too, fun fact, cockroaches are really clean, actually. I know. Nobody thinks that, but they actually are very, very clean. But we are used to that, like, oh, gross, a cockroach. Right. But yeah, there's spiders, there's geckos, there's things.
You
here.
are coming to the tropics, and you know what? You are going to, like, you know, our friend D'Angelo does his Airbnb stuff, and he's got a beautiful house right next to the volcano that we're looking at right now, by the way, Arenal volcano. And they say, oh, there was too many bugs.
Yeah. Yeah, you're at a jungle house, like it's a cabin. The reason it's so lush and beautiful, and yeah, the flowers and the birds. Well, guess what else likes that? Ants and other critters. Everything lives everywhere here.
I guess
the nature draws everything.
I guess what I was kind of really focusing on was kind of the people's expectations when they, they coming from wherever they live. Yes. You are coming to another country,
exactly,
and you're coming for a reason because it is.
Different.
I'll match our beauty. Now, the United States is beautiful too,
gorgeous,
right?
Gorgeous.
But we're compacted into like a state of West Virginia, and our beauty's right densely there. So I just think the expectations, I think some people are a little off, we'll say, on their expectations. And I don't, and I used to actually, I got to ask questions when I think of them. What do you think about Costa Rica for kids?
I think it's
I used
great.
to say no.
I used to, but you know what? I do book so many more families now, and actually even a couple of my friends have now come with kids, like a 5-year-old, an 8-year-old, littler kids, and we still, I guess it does depend on the kids. These are kids that are already very used to traveling, so they, even within the States, they have traveled a lot, but they came down here, and I was not sure about taking a 5-year-old to Tortuguero. I just wasn't, but this is where this person really wanted to go, and we traveled around for weeks.
Well, wait, explain Tortuguero real quick.
Oh, okay. So Tortuguero is in the northern Caribbean part of the country, and it is actually an island. Yeah, it's very remote. It's an island. You have to either boat out there or fly out there. So exactly, it can be very rustic, and yeah, it's just very remote. You have to travel to get there. It's not a 3-hour drive from San Jose.
So what you're saying is the 5-year-old, but for a 5-year-old, some people like me would go, is your 5-year-old good with, not a whole lot going on?
Exactly. And traveling 6 hours to get out there, and then you're in the middle of a rustic jungle with and you might not have internet or something else. And the kids were great, and we had the best time. So clearly she knew her kids and her family and what we were getting into. But I used to not. I'd be like, oh, wait till they're a certain age, and then they can zip line, or then they can raft, or then they can do this. But yeah, the more and more I book families and have had my friends come with their kids, now I just feel like we take them to go do anything and everything. And if you are that family and you know your kids well enough, they can absolutely come and have an amazing time here.
I think so too. And the other thing people ask me about, because they are worried about their kids, if you haven't really traveled and you don't know this, some people go, yeah, but is that zip line safe? Is it, is it one of these, is it this wire? Well, they get very concerned about the safety. And how about, I could speak to it, but why don't you speak to that real quick, because I want to make people absolutely clear on the safety factor, how they do it here.
I feel like it's 100,000% safe. They have been working, I hate to say this maybe, but they have been working with people from the United States for a very long time. And they've learned what our expectations are, how we are a very, unfortunately, litigious society up there, and what we need. So I have never, ever once felt unsafe on a zip line or a rafting tour.
Even rappelling.
They give you the safety talk. They give you all of the equipment. They really make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. Then they're there with you every step of the way.
It's newer equipment.
Oh yeah.
They check the lines
all the time. They can't afford for anything to go wrong. So one thing goes wrong, your company or that thing is all over the news here, and
especially with the internet the way it is now,
that's not good.
Yeah,
so they stay on top of it. I feel like everything here is very safe.
Yeah, I used to be. I mean, we don't get the question as much, but I remember a lot of times it would be like, yeah, but is it really safe for my kid to do this thing?
Yeah.
And it is, because they
check everything, triple check everything. So yeah, I would say, especially for those types of things, I feel like when I was leading tours, nobody ever got hurt from a zip line or rafting or rappelling. People get hurt walking down the sidewalk, not paying attention, or having a couple of cocktails. And yeah, it's not saying like a thing in the road. That is where like almost all the accidents here, I feel like, are from very, very dumb little things like that. It's never from the extreme sports.
Now, I got to admit, you know, we have arguably one of the best zip lines here. It's called Skytrack, we'll say. Well, it is called Skytrack. I remember they have that one line that's like a minute long, which is very, if you don't, it doesn't sound long, it's long. I remember being in the middle of that, way above the canopy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're way up. It's not like you're going, you're way up there. And I remember just kind of going, what am I doing? What am I doing here? This is the most ridiculous. What if something happens? Again, obviously, nothing does happen. Matter of fact, if any, they're probably the safest of the safe, actually, Skytrack is. But I just remember kind of going, I don't need to do this.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't always feel like it's the most natural thing. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, part of your brain is like, what am I doing right now? I'm just flying through the sky on this cable and a harness.
Let's talk about, you know, we get this Costa Rica is expensive thing. Now, we get it a lot with just living here. They say, oh, can't live there, it's too expensive. But also with the vacationing here. Now, but the people that are writing their blogs or making their videos and saying Costa Rica is expensive, which it can be, is people that didn't know where to go or what to do. They ate at the most priciest, touristy steak place possible in the middle of town when they could have gone 2 minutes over here
to a soda and had a meal for $6.
Yeah, sodas. We call them like little. They're like little family, little
diners,
restaurants, right?
Like,
diners,
like a Costa Rica diner, like your grandma cooks. Yeah, Costa Rican grandma cooks for you.
So the people that say they want to see the culture here and do the culture, so why are you doing the most touristy things possible?
Yeah,
but you don't know, and you get to complain. Like we went to a place called Chicha's last night, right? So people. Right now, as you're watching this, they have beers there for 1,000 colones. Now, if anybody doesn't know, that's about $2. Now, every other place here is at least $4 a beer. $4 to drink a beer. But you don't know that. You wouldn't know that unless you know us. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I didn't know of it until yesterday.
But the complaint about, I just don't like when people, yes, it can be expensive, and some of the tours are expensive, but people got to make some living. Yeah. There's the safety. Let's just go with well, that costs money. Exactly. It's not just the zip line you're doing. Yeah. There's a guy checking cables. There's a guy doing this. There's a guy checking you in.
There's 8 guys that are working you, and you have harnesses and gloves and helmets and there's a lot that goes into it. And I feel like you could do Costa Rica on a budget, and obviously you can get a cheap room. You can go spend $8,000 a night to stay at the Springs as well. So, but I think that does come back to expectations. For some reason, people, even though they hear wonderful things about Costa Rica, about the nature and all of this, we are still in Central America, and I think they just assume then it's going to be cheap. Everything's cheap here.
Everything's a 50-cent Corona beer.
Because of just from Mexico, Nicaragua, certain things, they just kind of assume super cheap, and it's not cheap, not super cheap.
If nobody knew Costa Rica, what hacks would you give them? So let's go with some. Okay, they don't have a bunch of money, but they do want to see Costa Rica. I would say, I think I could start out with a decent hack. I mean, Airbnbs now, since they're so there's so many of them, it definitely drove the price down.
Yes.
So big time. I mean, D'Angelo does them. I see it. Yeah. What he used to be $75 a night is now 30.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
No, seriously.
Yeah, that's huge.
So anyway, so you can definitely find okay.
One thing that I think is still very expensive here compared to a lot of places are car rentals, and I know a lot of people do want to rent a car and kind of like having that freedom, but that price compared to taking shared shuttles everywhere is huge. You can save so much, especially if you're one person, 2 people. A shared shuttle is a great way to move around this country and not spend a fraction on transport that you might on a car.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because a lot of people, I actually agree with, I like rental cars because they obviously give you the freedom. I can do what I want to do.
To try to save money.
Right. So you're talking, and the other thing some people don't understand is you actually, when you get to your destination, you don't really need your car. So like even for tuna, the tours pick you up.
Exactly.
I mean, you don't need to take your car anywhere, so it's pretty much parked. You're spending kind of Nika's totally right. Rental cars, bar none, are expensive,
They're expensive
here. They just are, and
Yeah.
it's and
And we have a mandatory insurance from the government that you can't take off or get waived by anything. The other insurance you can. So some people say, okay, there's another hack. You can, I have a Capital One and Chase travel card. So if I put the car on those cards, say with Adobe or whatever, I can get that other insurance taken off. It's a travel perk that my card has that covers it. So that saves me a little bit of money on a rental car. But yeah, and our gas is not cheap here. Gas isn't really cheap. We're at $4 or $5 a gallon or something. It's
a lot. So I agree.
So getting a car, I feel like, can add up very, very quickly.
And the shared shuttle is shared shuttle. Let's say average $50 to your destination per person. Now,
hotel room, door to door too. You might have to be in the van a little bit while they pick up some other people before you go, or maybe drop off a few people after you. So maybe you spend an extra 20 minutes.
But they're actually pretty quick.
They're quick, but it's a really good way for one or two people to save some money.
And then even actually to keep following that. So we do a lot of we do tour packages, right, and Costa Rica packages. So now if you have a family. And you have let's say 5 in the family. Now a private driver is going to save you more money.
Exactly.
Even though you might go, oh, that's not. Yeah, but a rental car is way more.
Still more.
And you're going to get a private driver that's probably going to stop to show you the sloth.
Exactly.
And he's speaking English, and it's going to be not even close to what the rental car is.
Exactly.
So we do a lot of private driver shuttle stuff too.
We have some amazing drivers. Amazing drivers.
If you if somebody could only come to Costa Rica one time and they had 10 days, where would you tell them to go? What are the must-sees that you feel like would be the must-sees? We're going to assume they're adventure people.
Okay, because I was
it depends.
Yeah, it
but
does
we just say like me and you. So,
okay. Honestly, with 10 days, one of my I would definitely come to La Fortuna always. That volcano there's nothing more just stunning and magical.
And it's right there.
It's right there. So I am staring at it as I'm talking to you. It is just breathtaking.
It's my spirit animal. I know it's not an animal, but
whatever. It is just there's nothing like it. For me, if people do have the money at the time, which with 10 days you would, I would go down to Drake's Bay. I would go somewhere in the Osa and get that real true.
Explain the Osa real quick.
So the Osa Peninsula, when you look at Costa Rica on the west coast, we have 2 peninsulas. There's a smaller one to the south. It's called the Osa Peninsula, and it is home of Corcovado National Park, which National Geographic called one of the most biologically diverse places on the planet. And it is just that very raw,
rugged, wild.
It is wild. It is, yes. Exactly.
If you're going to see a jaguar, it's going to be down there.
It's going to be there. And you have the Pacific Ocean that is just beautiful. So the jungle comes up, meets the sea. There's so much wildlife there. And I just feel like it's a very, very special place. After that, I would add on one more destination as well, and that would probably be picked out more by what people put on their survey, because we really do customize 100% everything we do. So, I personally really do like Monteverde, but I know it's not for everybody. I don't send everybody there. It is a cloud forest, so I do like.
It's more naturey.
It is. I like the diversity of it, though. When the plants that you see, the birds that you see, the things that you see at 6,000 feet are not the same things you see at 300 feet above sea level, right? So I do like that diversity, but it is kind of a small town, and some people think it's kind of boring. So
well, it is.
It would, yes.
Actually, it kind of is.
It kind of is.
I sat there, me, D'Angelo, we met 2 people. We were sitting on the side of the road late at night drinking scotch, and a policeman came and told us to go home.
Wow.
There was nobody there.
There's nobody there. I do really love our Caribbean side. I think it is just so Caribbean and not Latino and not what you kind of think of Costa Rica. And
Punta Uva.
But it's Punta Uva is my favorite beach. I love it there. But I also feel like it not everybody's going to love it there. It's a certain kind of people. So
no, it's
okay.
It's my favorite.
Yeah. So actually, I guess maybe a Caribbean beach, La Fortuna and Drake's Bay would be. That would give you such a well-rounded, really good view into Costa Rica from nature, from activities, just a little bit of diversity.
I don't think people understand that Caribbean side is a whole different flavor.
World.
So we got
It's
the Pacific.
Caribbean.
For those of you guys that don't really know Costa Rica, the Pacific side is we got a lot of great beaches over there, a lot of touristy areas, we'll say, great places to go. And it's very, like you might think it is, like surfing and party towns and this, but now you go over here on this Caribbean side and it's got that kind of Jamaican-y, it's got that Bob Marley vibe.
Yeah, they're Jamaican descendants.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
when Costa Rica wanted to start exporting their coffee, well, they were already exporting their coffee, but they were doing it from the Pacific, and then the boats had to go all the way down, like to the South America, because there was no Panama Canal, to Europe, which is where we were selling to. So they needed a labor. They thought, okay, we have a Caribbean side. Then the boat can just leave from there and go straight to Europe. And they needed a labor force to build the railroad, but basically everybody here in Costa Rica that was that labor force, they were working all the coffee plantations already, and they needed to be working in the coffee plantations. So they went around the Caribbean and ended up gathering, just a bunch of Jamaicans that were ready to move here with their families, and they got homes and their kids went to school and they had beautiful jobs. And after they built the railroad, they started working in banana plantations and other things on the Caribbean and basically settled there. So they speak a patois English. There's coconut in the rice, and there's reggae music everywhere.
I would say the restaurants are maybe a little bit of a step above. They got some really good food down there. Maybe it's just the coconut. Maybe it's just the coconut milk and everything.
Everything, but right, it's so good, and it really does give you. So it really does give you that taste of something different. So.
And I love Punta Uva. I really do. I've been on a lot of nice beaches, but something about that little. I don't know.
And again, you kind of still have that jungle meets sea, but it's the Caribbean Sea, and it's kind of a different jungle, and it's really special. It's really special. It
is. Okay, so La Fortuna, Monteverde, Osa.
I always do love Manuel Antonio. I know that it is a tourist place, and it is. It's absolutely a tourist place. But I've also never been there and not seen monkeys and sloths and scarlet macaws. And so if you don't have the time and maybe budget or whatever to get really far down to the Osa, because it is a trek, right? It's a trek.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Yes,
it's out of the way.
It's out of the way.
When you're there, you're there. You just can't go there for the night.
No, you at least 3. And that is where I do kind of go back to Manuel Antonio a lot, because you still have postcard perfect beaches. You have this national park. You have good food. But it is touristy.
But the hack on that is don't go during tourist season, because
that's the other money saving thing is do not come from Christmas to Easter.
Well, it's funny. Well, the thing is, everyone's like, okay, when's the rainy season? When's the rainy? Okay, so just because when you hear rainy season, I think people think that it's raining all day, every day.
Exactly, and it does not.
It is not like that. It is not like that. Now, it can be like that. I'm not saying it couldn't do that, but normally your mornings are nice. And, if you just don't come down here in December, January, February, you come down here like in May.
Yeah.
Or September.
Exactly.
Or, something like that.
November.
Much cheaper. And you've got some of these places to yourself. And I love Manuel Antonio, but I cannot take it because... For those of you who don't know, there's like one road. When you're there, it's one road, and it gets packed.
It's crazy.
And it's not fun. You feel tourism, but when you're not there during tourist season, and then you go to the park and you go to the beaches there, and then you're doing the stuff on the beach. Yeah,
like my morning beach walks there are just. But when you get to the beach too, before everyone's there, none of the chairs are out, none of the vendors are out. It's so just peaceful and wonderful. And then locals are there walking their dogs, and you do get it. You're like, okay, I never promise wildlife or anything like that, but I have never been there and just not seen the wildlife that Costa Rica is famous for. And people really do want to go home at the end of the day having seen that.
Well,
so I try to incorporate some place along every tour
to see a monkey.
Exactly. and I would love to send everybody to Drake's Bay. That doesn't always work. So there's certain places though that they're popular for a reason.
Well, Manuel Antonio, the monkeys, the monkeys are very used to people, and they will come up and steal your shit when you're at the restaurant.
Yeah. Or sugar packets right off the table, or eggs, all kinds of things. I've seen them rob just about everything.
What's your, not advice to other people, but what's your favorite tour? Is there a tour do you like this? like I like zip lines, but I'm done. I did those. You know, I'm kind of done with
like
that.
right now, I only ever go ziplining when my friends come and we're going together. I still love rafting and waterfall rappelling, though. I think I could do that. Still probably a lot. Yeah, ziplining, I do feel like no joke, I've been on 75 zip lines, right? So it's cool. I mean, it's still fun, and I really love going when my friends come because we're doing something together, and I just love watching their expression and experience doing something for the first time. I'm kind of like do, but they're like, and I like a lot of our nature tours. Like I don't know if you've actually been very close to here, like half an hour out on one of like just the rafts and the river. Yeah. Like I love the nature stuff. Again, I do still just love just about anything nature.
You know, I got
waterfall rappelling. I don't know. I love waterfall rappelling. That still somehow, and even rafting can feel a little bit different every time you go. Where zipline really does feel exactly the same. Like you can go rafting again, and you're not going to have the exact same experience.
Oh no, rafting's always fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I got a kind of a cool story. So my mom came out here years ago and brought her boyfriend of 35 years, partner, whatever, love, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was 87, 88 at the time, and we went to Skytrack. Skytrack is arguably probably the best zip line in Costa Rica. It's very nice. He wanted to do it, and not tandem, not helpful.
Yeah, no.
Now he didn't listen to any direction. He didn't listen to nothing.
Safety talk. So
my mom's scared of heights, so she wasn't going to do it. And so I've done it a million times. But you're right about watching them. But anyway, so we waited for him on the last one. He came in at 1,000 miles an hour. He came in hot. He didn't pay attention to legs up, none of it. And he got not no he's
like a little rash kind of.
No, it's great. He got cut only because it was kind of his fault
because his feet weren't in position.
Now he got off of it. He's 87, man, and so he gets off, and I go, "Oh, was it funny?" He goes, "No, I loved it. I'll never do it again."
Okay, I loved it. I'll never do it again. Yeah. So that is definitely how people are with zipline. Like I feel like some people love it and they would sign up to do it again, and other people are like, "Check mark."
Well, he was 87.
Went ziplining. Exactly.
You know, he wasn't paying
attention. Check mark, went ziplining.
He wasn't paying attention. I think I don't know, I'm getting up there in age, Anika. I don't know if you know that. I'm older now.
You're older now? You know, I'm still the same young spring chicken I've always been. I don't know what's going on.
You do look very fresh in this video. So I actually I got to tell you, man, I've gotten mellow. I like the hanging bridges. Yeah. I like the walk. I like the hikes. And
I'll do any of that again and again and again. So it's nature
it's always
and it's
new.
Always different.
Yes, exactly. I totally agree with you. So I've done all, because we made those videos back in the day. We got rafting videos, we got zipline videos, we got the rappelling videos, and it was great fun.
Yeah.
But I'm older now. I don't want to, I'm only going to get hurt now. You know what I mean? So I had the fun, and now
I enjoy a lot of kayaking here too, especially, I don't know if you have ever done it around Manuel Antonio. You can go out to the mangroves. Mangroves, exactly.
Yes.
Like I love that kind of stuff. So yeah, you've got nature, you've got a little bit of activity, and it doesn't feel like you're doing the same exact thing again and again.
And I only I love ATV tours when they're good. The ones in Fortuna, I actually don't care for anymore.
They're not my favorite. You know when I actually
they used to. There was one.
There was one that was amazing.
I got a video of it.
Yes.
It's through the rivers and the mountains and the volcano. Now they for whatever reason they folded. That was Power Wheels.
Exactly. I feel like that was maybe during COVID that they folded. I did recently do it. They used to do them up in Monteverde, and it was also so much fun. They don't do them up there anymore. I did recently do one kind of around that Playa Hermosa, Jaco area.
They got a great one in Jaco.
Exactly. And I had so much, when my friends came, actually my goddaughter and her friend were here, last July or August or something, and that was one of the things they really wanted to do, and the three of us girls went, and we had a blast.
Me and my son and D'Angelo will be doing that ATV tour in a little bit. I don't know when this video is coming out. Maybe I've already done it.
Maybe you have.
And I could be.
Okay, good. Yeah, you guys are going to have that right now. I just kind of feeling like my favorite one that I've done recently. So yeah, you boys will have fun. If us girls can go and have fun, you boys will have fun.
Oh no, I love I like the ATVs when they're good, but
I do struggle because I know it's not the most eco-friendly activity, ATVs, but
what's really better than just gasoline and smoke in the jungle?
I know.
Jesus, Anika. Good.
Look at me thinking about the earth and everything, but it's still a lot of fun. Not the most eco-friendly, but so much fun.
Well, let me ask you a tough question. So, how much, I don't care if it's budget or what, so how much could people expect? Okay, those people that want the whole beer on a champagne budget, or no, champagne on a beer budget, okay, 1 week here, how much do you need, regardless of what you do, budget, heights, whatever you are, can you have a good time and not be super critical about money? Is it $200 a day? Is it, couple tours here and there?
Exactly. I was going to say, you need $200 a day because your hotel's probably going to be $100. Let's even say right there a day, or give or take, right? Could be 85, could be 150, but you're gonna need that. And every day you'll either probably be doing an activity. That's probably my husband, an activity. Or maybe you're in a shuttle because you're transferring or something, and then you're going to need some food
and food money, right?
So a couple $100 a day is ideal.
Well, so that's $1,400. What is it?
Yeah, and I mean, some days it's going to be a little bit less, so $1,200.
Like if you want to chill on the beach, you can chill on the beach.
You can chill on the beach and do that.
So I don't know. To me, that's pretty good.
I think
is that good? That's good.
I think so.
And that's even a decent room.
Absolutely. Room. Yeah, I'm not talking about a hostel, like, with other 4 people.
Although the hostels now are freaking...
Okay.
Well, they're great. Selena's and all those places.
Oh, Selena's is great. Oh, yeah, so is the Posh Backpacker place is actually really nice, too.
The one here in town?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
those are nice.
Yeah, they're very, very nice.
The hostels are not the hostels of yesteryear.
Yes.
They have those still... But they've upped their game in the hostel world. So you do actually pay more. It's not that whole $5 a night. You can find those places, but they're few. Remember Pete's place?
Yes, yeah.
Gringo Pete's.
Gringo Pete's.
Well, there's 2 of them here.
Yes, there was
one.
And
they used to get, I want to go to Gringo Pete's. I haven't heard people utter that word in 10 years.
Exactly. It's not a thing.
He got again, great service, whatever. I'm sure he's great, but they came in here and these hostel people got a pool now, and you can go to the bar and get this, and you got Selena's that they let everybody in. It's a really fun time, and people come from all over. If you want the diversity of Europe and Asia and all the people, hit Selena's up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So. Can I check my phone?
We're in the middle of a video, Anika.
I know, but I'm really waiting for my husband because I have to go find him soon. So okay, wasn't him. So thank you.
Jesus.
Sorry. You can
No, I'm
cut
not.
that out.
No,
right?
I'm not cutting it out. I'm just going to say.
Well, I am. I am here. I'm hoping to get to meet up with my husband for an hour or so today. So I'm trying to be aware. So, but it wasn't him. So we keep going.
Oh my God! Let me know when you're done, Anika, with your thing. Do you want to go to the bathroom? Do you need a beer? What do you need? What are you doing?
No, I still have a cold beverage. Thanks.
All right. So
Can I just actually bring up something that I feel like people are usually very surprised of when they come to Costa Rica? I feel like people never think of the food here as that. It's just you go to Italy when you want really good food. You do stuff people don't come to Costa Rica for the food. I think that they often have very low expectations in the food department, and then get here and end up loving it. And they're not maybe prepared to have rice and beans for breakfast because that's what we eat, right? We mix together rice and beans called gallo pinto. And at first people are like, rice and beans for breakfast? Oh, I love it. But your first thought is like, that seems weird. And then they try it and they love it. And I think, they love how just like fresh it is and how just whole, real good food we eat. We don't eat a ton of processed stuff. Of course, you can go buy that at any grocery store or fast food joint. But I end up feeling like people are always like, surprised at the end of the day how good the food is here because they didn't come for the food.
Well, you know what happened? I think this is true. What happened was that food got a bad rap. People started blogging, and I don't know. Oh, the food's terrible. You got to bring your own Tabasco or something, and people just kept repeating it. Even maybe they never even been here. I heard Costa Rica's food is just blah.
Exactly.
And you heard it, oh, it's blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what?
We have great food. Amazing fruits, amazing beef, amazing seafood, fruits and vegetables galore.
So what they're really trying to say is they don't maybe sometimes use the spices you want or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think for it being Latino, we don't make our food spicy. There's always hot sauce on the table. You can make it.
Or Lizano.
Or Lizano or something like that. It's very flavorful, but it's not a place where they're going to serve you a spicy dish. You get to add all the spice that you want. So, and then maybe to some people that are used to super spicy food, or it coming out like in Mexico, super spicy and ready to go. Yeah, here you have to add your own hot sauce. I don't care. I like adding my own hot sauce. I want it to be spicy that I want.
I can't eat rice and beans all the time. Well, guess what? That's their staple. It's like in the United States, it's the potato, right?
Yeah.
It's a potato.
Yeah.
I love potatoes.
Yeah,
but guess what? I love rice and beans.
Yeah.
I don't get sick of rice and beans, and I don't eat it on every meal, but I like it in balance of the other things I'm eating.
And of course, there's fried chicken and pizza and sushi and all the other things that you could ever want. But the local diet, though, I think got a really bad rap at some point, and now people are coming and discovering, like, wow, the food here is really good.
Well, I think it's because they were comparing it with the soda. Okay, a soda is a small, like, let's say family-run diner, we'll say, and the food is basic there.
Yeah.
The rice and beans aren't really that spiced up. There's a little piece of chicken, or let's say fish, or a pork or something. A little bit of a salad, some plantains over here.
Yeah.
Very practical, very simple, very nice.
Yeah.
Just to refuel.
Yeah. But I think people thought simple was not good. And now people are realizing simple can be really delicious and good.
So I'm in agreement with you. I hate when just a kind of a thing gets repeated and becomes this truth. Yeah. And then you come down here and like, okay, that's not true, guys. Sorry.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah, because I did actually just go lead a tour again for the first time in years, and everybody was just so impressed by the food, and I was getting to see that because I'm going out to eat with them. Right, so we've come a long way. People are like liking that, and it's something that surprises them once they're here in a good way.
I think this question might follow then. This is the last question. We're going to wind this up. So, what would you tell people first time in Costa Rica? And you probably tell them this all the time. Maybe I don't know what you do.
So I might have a template for this already.
And I'm kind of leading this in a certain way. What do you tell them what's their responsibility when they come here as a visitor to Costa Rica? And let me help. Okay, I kind of just put that on you.
Yeah.
So I feel they have a responsibility to like respect the culture.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm going with that.
So actually, in my little blurb, I do talk a little bit about that. But I mean, I talk about everything from not flushing toilet paper and that we tip and certain things. But I definitely talk to them. Always. I'm like, I try to approach it as, I'm sure you don't litter in your own country, but definitely make sure you don't litter here. Like kind of that, leave only footprints and take your memories kind of thing. And then I was just about to say something else and I lost my thought.
Well, no, about the okay, so I think the respect, I don't like is you coming down here and going, well, we don't do that like that.
So yes, expect things to be different. Certain things are going to be different. You got a passport, you got on a plane, and you came to a whole new country. Not everything is going to be the same. So you absolutely need to respect that. I talk to people about taking pictures of indigenous people here if they do see them, that most indigenous people all over the world do not like to be photographed. I also tell them I get questions a lot if people should be bringing bags of candy and things for kids. And I tell them no. Actually, I don't think bring them stickers, bring them pencils, bring them notebooks. I just don't feel like giving candy is necessarily.
That sounds very patronizing, actually, to me.
Does it?
No, it sounds to come down here and bring candy to kids.
Exactly.
So if I'm going to the United States. Oh, let me give the kids candy. Yeah. That sounds fucked up.
Yeah.
And a mother.
I know we have great healthcare, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm like, if you do want to give them something, think more pens or pencils or notebooks. I don't know, there's something that in my
educational wise.
Something they can use, or everybody goes to school here, so they're all going to need those things. I think you have and honestly, I think wherever you're coming from, one of your other responsibilities, whether you're traveling here or anywhere that you are, is that you are representing where you come from in a good light. So, there's stereotypes about people when they travel, whether we're loud or this or that, or rude. And you don't want everybody in Costa Rica or anywhere that you are thinking, oh, well, she comes from there. Those people are rude, like they're rude to the hotel staff. Everybody here is also equal. You should be just as nice to that lady that's cleaning your room as the guy that's driving you around. Everybody deserves respect here. Everybody is showing up and doing their best and working very, very hard so that you have the most amazing time in Costa Rica, and just respect respect the land, respect the people, respect the culture, the ways that we do things. Yeah, I think maybe just respect. If you come with respect,
there's nothing worse.
You'll be fine.
There's nothing worse than somebody coming down here to Costa Rica and thinking that they're better than here.
Exactly.
It is the most. It's nauseating to watch. It's embarrassing.
Me.
Actually, I don't put up. I won't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put up with it.
I say stuff.
I will pull somebody aside and go, dude.
Yes, exactly.
Dude.
Yeah, you're being very rude, and you shouldn't be doing that. So yeah, I think if you just come with respect, you should actually be looking at it like, this is a new thing. I'm going to learn new things about another culture. Exactly.
Don't compare. Don't do that ethnocentric, I'm better than you because we do this thing.
No.
So
it's just different. It's just different.
And I think if you let that all come in, you will learn a great deal, because I think, actually, just to take this one step further, I think Costa Ricans got a lot to teach, actually, other people about maybe how it kind of goes.
Yes.
I could say things about families, how you spend your time. I could say have respect for elderly. I could say all kinds of things.
Exactly.
And I could say maybe you might learn a thing or two.
Absolutely.
There's a blue zone down here for a reason.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bitch. No, it's good.
You had to get that one in one more time.
I know I did. Well, not you. I was saying.
Yes, I know. Oh, I know you were talking to me. You wanted to get that in one more time.
Anyway, Nico, always great, man.
Absolutely.
Till next time, guys, I'm Michael Allen for TravelCostaRica.now.com. Hey, things are going to pop up, and if you're thinking about living or traveling anywhere, always do your homework and research. And if it's Costa Rica, write a Nika. Bye.